Now, first of all, whenever I deliver information, I try and deliver it in a way that people sort of are engaged and they can get it, they can understand it. So I use the language of sports. Why? Has anybody here ever used a sports analogy ever in their life to describe any facet of their business? Of course, we do it all the time. We hit a home run last year. Let's make sure we don't drop the ball on this one. Why do people use sports analogies? Because it puts people in the moment. It gives you a visual picture. If somebody says, we hit a home run, can't you see the bat hitting the ball and the ball going out over the fence? So the language of sport has a power because it puts people in the moment. Well, I looked at my sport versus every stick and ball sport I know, and I compared the two to see what model we might look to. And I have some information here. Now, I live in Indianapolis. We have a great NFL football team called the Indianapolis Colts. We've got a quarterback called Peyton Manning. He's just such an awesome player. We won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, so it's a great model to look at. But do you know that the NFL, they have no research and development, they have no assembly, they have no manufacturing as such. And I always thought that if Peyton Manning threw a bad pass, he might lose a down. At the very worst, he might lose a game. Where I come from, if you make a mistake at 225 miles an hour, you might lose a lot more. And do you know in the NFL, every 7.5 seconds they stop. They regroup, they have a discussion, they make another plan, and they do another 7.5 seconds worth. And do you know, on any given Sunday in the NFL, 50% of all the teams win. What? Where I came from, there's only one team at the end of the day that wins. And it's usually the team who communicate well, who are aligned, who have a plan, who execute the plan to perfection. And do you know at the Indy 500, do you know, if you can't run with the competition, they'll actually black flag you off the racetrack. You're considered a hazard. They black flag you, they send you home, you go home and you get better before you're allowed back. What an awesome model. So let's look into it a little bit deeper. Right? Let's begin to answer the question, why, that I asked earlier. And let me begin to throw up some of the skill sets. But first of all, let me throw up what I think the model might be. Because I know in racing, you got lots of people, there's so many variables, whether it's the engine, the gearbox, the tires, the shock absorbers, the springs, the aerodynamics, the electronics, the pit stop strategy, whatever it is, unless you have the collective strength of a team of people working in harmony together, you can't be successful. I don't care how gifted your driver or your leader is. So